Hi guys, today's lesson is over types of numbers, and it's going to be really important, guys, that you write everything down that we talk about today on this poster here as types of numbers. We're going to go over definitions here of what each type of number is, and you're going to have to identify numbers in this course based on their type, okay? We realize that this poster is a little difficult to see, so we'll go ahead and bring it forward here and just go over each type of number. All right. As I look here, the types of numbers, and I'll just go ahead and read this here to you, is this here. The set of all rational and irrational numbers together makes up the set of real numbers. So basically what that is saying is this. Real numbers are all types of numbers, rational and irrational numbers together. And we're going to be talking about the different types of numbers right now. Okay, so if you would please write this down, including the examples, you will just have to be able to identify what each type of number is here. Okay, let's start with natural number here, and I'll go ahead and read you natural number as I move this forward here. It says natural numbers start at 1 and do not include 0, decimals, or negative numbers. So like you can see the examples they have there as 1, 2, 3, and it just keeps going, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. Okay, remember they do not include 0, decimals, or negative numbers. These are the natural numbers. All right, moving on from the natural numbers, we're going to go to the whole numbers. And it says whole numbers include all natural numbers and 0. So if you notice, the only difference between a whole number and a natural number is that a whole number includes 0. Okay, natural number does not. However, if you look here, whole numbers do not include decimals or negative numbers, just like natural numbers. Okay? All right. Moving on here to the integers. If I look right here at the integers include all numbers, include all whole numbers and their opposites. So like for instance 0, and then we go with 1 and negative 1, 2 and negative 2, 3 and negative 3, 4 and negative 4. Okay, so again, its integers include all whole numbers and their opposite. All whole numbers and their opposite. All right, moving on now to rational numbers. Maybe if you've been called a rational person before, you're a person maybe that makes sense, okay, with their thoughts. See if you can make that connection here maybe with a rational number. Rational numbers are numbers that can be written as a fraction, in a decimal form, they terminate or repeat. All right? And so examples would be 9. Again, I can write that as a fraction, 9 over 1. In a decimal form, 9.0, that ends. Remember, terminate means end. Okay, look at the next example, 2/3. 2/3 can be written as a fraction. All right? Its decimal form would be 0.6666666, and that repeats there. So that is why that is a rational number. Look at negative 4.5. Negative 4.5 as a decimal form terminates, meaning it ends. So it is considered a rational number. Okay, so again, rational numbers are numbers that can be written as a fraction. In decimal form, they terminate or repeat. All right. Now, if you've been called irrational, maybe you're a person who doesn't make sense. And again, see if you can, or your thought maybe doesn't make a whole lot of sense given the situation. All right? Now, see if you can connect irrational numbers with that example here. Irrational numbers are numbers that cannot be written as a fraction. In decimal form, they go on forever without repeating. Okay? So if you look at these examples here, the square root of 3. All right, if you were to put that in your calculator, it would show you a decimal, but that decimal is going to go on forever without repeating. Pi is 3.14, and then those numbers go on forever without repeating. Same with the square root of 2, okay? That number in decimal form goes out repeating, all right? So again, the big difference between rational and irrational, rational numbers are numbers that can be written as a fraction. All right, irrational numbers cannot. In decimal form, rational numbers terminate or repeat. In irrational numbers and decimal forms, they go on forever without repeating, okay? And finally, if you want to look at this, here's another way to think about the relationships between the different types of numbers. Okay, you see right now then you have the real numbers, everything in there, then the rational numbers there in purple, all right, and it gives you again some examples of rational numbers. Integers there in light blue, whole numbers in green, natural numbers there in yellow, okay? And then if you look at irrational numbers over here, here's some examples again of irrational numbers, all right? So the major goal here, guys, is going to be able to tell the difference between the types of numbers. What I'd like you to do is go online or make a list of numbers and identify those numbers there based on whether or not you think they're natural, whole numbers, rational, irrational, or integers, all right? Numbers can be more than one type, and we will go over those there in class. So that is your lesson for today over types of numbers. Thank you.